Hey guys, Phobos here, and today we're going to be taking a look into some counters for Garen in the top lane. Garen is a lane bully whose kit offers him a great lane phase. He will often attempt to engage on his foes with Decisive Strike, followed up by Judgment. With a good use of Courage, Garen should be able to tank a lot of damage dealt to him in the trade, and his passive Perseverance will heal him up as he waits for his cooldowns before trading again. So let's look into some counters, starting with Elise. Elise is one of the best counters to Garen in the game. With the utility of Cocoon to stop Garen in his tracks, it should be almost impossible for Garen to start a trade on his own terms. Neurotoxin and ranged auto attacks allow Elise to land free poke onto Garen. Doing this often will deny Garen his passive healing from Perseverance. If possible, when you know Garen is going to land his Decisive Strike, try to switch to Spider Form and activate Skittering Frenzy before the silence lands. Due to the increased attack speed and sustain from the Spiderlings, the trade should not come out so heavily in Garen's favour. Next up is Jace. Abuse Mercury Cannon in the lane phase to outrange Garen. As Garen attempts to start a trade, use Acceleration Gate to kite him, and as a last resort switch into Mercury Hammer to knock him away with Thundering Blow. Use the Gate and Shock Blast combo, which will allow you to either poke down Garen from a huge distance or safely farm the minions. As AD Cannon, you should have total control over Garen, thanks to your passive Mark of the Storm constantly stunning him. In between last hitting, poke Garen down with your amplified auto attack from Electrical Surge and Thundering Shuriken. Whenever you stun Garen, land a free auto attack or two before disengaging from the trade if possible. I recommend to use Lightning Rush defensively in response to Garen popping his Decisive Strike. However, if there is kill potential, it can be equally used to proc your passive or apply that last bit of damage to secure the kill. Picking Bruiser Nidalee is also a good choice as she's the queen of kiting. Prowl grants Nidalee free movement speed, so abuse it by constantly dipping into the brush. It is common to see Garen try to establish brush control, and if this is the case, simply use your bushwhack and plant 2 or 3 traps in each brush. These traps are also great to later kite him through when he chases you with Decisive Strike. Only use Cougar form when you're certain Garen can't one-shot you, and don't forget to keep poking at him in between killing those minions. Quinn is still seen as an unconventional top laner, however a skill set trumps Garen's. Heightened Senses is great for free movement speed to kite Garen with, and the Blinding Assault offers a nice bit of poke. Vault, however, is the icing on the cake. Use this ability every time Garen activates Decisive Strike and is dangerously close to you, as it will grant you a lot of breathing space. Remember that Decisive Strike does break Garen free from any slows affecting him, so try not to vault until he activates that ability. Thanks to Vault alone, Garen should simply not be able to touch you. And finally we get to Teemo. Although Blind doesn't upset Garen too much due to the majority of his damage output coming from Judgment, Teemo still deals with him quite well. Move Quick is a godsend, and will let Teemo hop away from Garen when he attempts to engage. Garen will also not be able to break the passive movement speed bonus from Move Quick easily, allowing Teemo to constantly bounce around the lane. Regardless of what Teemo build you go for, Toxic Shot will be very effective against Garen, as it adds an extra 4 seconds delay to his passive due to the damage takes from the dot. Noxious Trap everywhere in the lane, specifically the brushes similar to my advice on Nidalee's Bushwhack, and the lane should be a breeze. My general tip for dealing with Garen is that his Courage is a major cooldown. Courage is often left until last to level up, which means it should have roughly a 24 seconds cooldown throughout the whole lane phase. Try to bait Courage out by poking down Garen, and then hard engage within that 24 seconds for an easier kill. Good luck dealing with Garen, and I hope you learned a thing or two from this counter episode. Feel free to visit my channel How to Top Lane if you want to further improve yourself as a player. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time where we'll be taking a look into countering Teemo.